fucking horse. Scoots just cupcaked himself.
I know. Welcome back, stablemates. Episode 35, back on the horse. Cupcake sessions with
Scott Maynard.
That's rank too. That's got some.
I've got most of it over here.
No, it's got some stank in it. I tell you.
You're hogging it. You're hogging it.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to bypass it over to you.
I'm hogging it. Remember that time, Jigs? Because I used to sit next to Jigs at work quite close, and he farts. And I was just driving in his car and stuff, and he farts. It's so disgusting. And
he's a known farter.
Like, I was trying to get him to stop doing it, and he was never going to stop doing it. So then I just decided to change tact, and I was like, I'm going to try to like it. And I just tried to train myself to read it, because you like your own farts. And I thought maybe if I get used to his, when he'd do it, I'd be like wafted into my face. Just go, oh yeah, that's great. Really good. Keep going. Yeah,
convincing yourself.
Yeah, I reckon I did a good 3 or 4 months of trying. And
I reckon you did longer. I reckon it was a couple of years.
Yeah, no progress.
No, I was going to say. They've got some stank about them.
Why do we like our own farts? Isn't that a funny thing?
The other thing
Has anyone asked Dr. Carl?
I don't know. We should ask WK.
Yeah, should we?
Yeah, we should actually do it.
Yeah.
But then I reckon your kids, you kind of like it. You half.
No.
It's like, so other people's farts down here, your own farts up here. I reckon your kids is right in the middle. It's like, I don't really like that, but it's not as bad as.
I don't reckon I do.
It's 50% less than.
Do you think it's because you?
Well, it's 50% my brand.
Yes. Yeah. You're checking if something's wrong. Like if it smells off, you're like, oh, maybe my kid's sick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have a thing where when I fart, I have a certain smell where I can tell, oh, I'm getting sick. So
like
if I fart and it's just like
a cold.
That's not my usual one that I like. Oh, that's a little bit off.
Like a cold.
I'm getting sick. Yeah.
A cold.
Not a cold, just I've got something wrong with me.
I was going to say, it could be your nose is the problem. If it's a cold, your nose has changed.
No, it's like a tang to it. Yes. Where,
the big COVID
I think there's sickness coming on here. Got to up my gin levels to keep it at bay.
Kill the bacteria.
Yes.
Wow, what a start. This is fantastic.
Yeah. Episode 35. I got nothing.
Nothing? No 35?
Nick Dacos. What an absolute fucking superstar that kid is.
What happened today? Tell us.
We won by a shitload. He got injured though.
Oh, did he?
Now I reckon he would have been a fair chance at that Brownlow last year.
Yep.
In his first year of football. No, second year of football. First year of football. And he got injured and he missed the last 6-7 games.
Yep.
He would have been the youngest player to win the Brownlow since Chris Judd.
Right.
Now, I reckon he's a fair chance this year as well, but he can't get injured. That's the thing. You can't miss a stint of the Brownlow now.
Yeah.
Miss a stint.
Is it a midfielder's award, really, the Brownlow?
Yeah, it is. I don't like that.
Is there any antidote to that? Or?
Well, there's the Coleman for the
that's the guy in the grand final.
But
or is there a golden boot type thing? Like
the days of the big clunking forward for the Coleman is most goals.
In a season.
Oh,
sorry, I was getting confused with something else. What's the one in the... Oh, Norm Smith, that's
Norm
a different
Smith's
thing.
in the grand final.
Yep.
But the days of the big clunking forward are almost behind us. Your Jonathan Browns and your Dunstalls and your...
Why is that?
Lynch.
Because they can't push.
It's a faster game and they do...
They can't wrestle as much?
They do protect the defender a little bit more now. Like you can't do as much.
I used to love the way they would just time like Lynchy and stuff.
Yeah.
Because the defenders engaging him, grabbing a bit, and then just at last minute, a bit of a shove out of the way, and then they're just free to catch the ball. Yeah.
It's a skill, isn't it?
There are still a few. There's Charlie Curnow, so he's won the last 2 Colemans. He'll be the first person to, if he wins it this year, it's a close race, but if he wins it this year, he'll be the first person to have a three-peat. I think since Dunstall or one of those old fellas. So,
is there any Defenders Award like the Spoil King or something?
On Fox Footy they have the Golden Fist.
No, okay,
which is because they're the old Spoil, not because of what you're thinking of.
Other things
they've got that in the Pornhub Awards as well. No, but it was a good game, and I got a Collingwood joke for you.
Okay, go.
What does a Collingwood player use for protection during sex?
What?
A bus shelter.
Because they're doing it in,
Because they're
the
just
street.
doing it in public.
Okay. That's shitting on your own team, but fair enough.
There you go. Well,
Yeah.
someone's
So we've had some birthdays recently.
Have we?
Benji had a birthday.
Is it Paddington?
Yeah, you've had a birthday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what about I should have given you the present on the air.
Yeah,
I gave
he
you a
should
present.
have. He gave me a present.
Mm-hmm.
It
Wasn't a bag of scabs this time.
No, he gave me a bag of scabs as a present once.
Yeah.
He gave me a timer for my tap
Oh, you
so
got
that
one.
I stopped leaving the hose on.
Yeah, he left the fucking water running.
Yeah, I always leave the water
Pearl
on.
Jam song, isn't it? New one. Yeah. Yeah.
I had a shit of a birthday. My daughter was vomiting everywhere. And
Oh,
How
yeah.
inconsiderate.
yeah, work was a brutal day. So it was a pretty shit day.
What was it? That was the day after Origin, or
It was the day after Origin. We went down the tavern for dinner and ordered our meals. And the kids' meals came out first and they put it in front of her and she just looked at it and just shook her head. She was like, I can't. And she goes, I'm going to go for a walk outside for a while. And she walked around and get some fresh air. She came back in and she goes, I can't. And she didn't touch it.
really?
And then she was just like, I'm about to spew.
Oh no!
So we quickly finished the rest of I reckon we were in that tavern for 20 minutes. We finished our meals. We went home and she vomited at 6:30, 8:30, 10, 11:30, 1, 4,
Poor thing.
5. Oh, it was fucked. It was hardcore. I've never seen her that sick.
I had Zed's birthday Saturday. She was 12. Yeah, so that
12.
was pretty cool. Yeah, I got her some
12, jeez.
Air Jordans.
Oh yeah,
First pair of Air
they
Jordans.
were cool.
Yeah, yep. So she was pretty stoked with them.
cool. Which
And,
sort? Like what colour are they?
oh, they're black and white. They think they call them a panda, and then there's
Okay.
a reverse panda which has more white
Yep.
than black. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, what have you been doing? Huh, bugger all?
This is. Remember you said before recording. You said try to think about what you've been doing because it's really
Yeah,
annoying when you can't think of anything.
Yeah, or every week you're like, what have I been doing?
Okay, I got a couple. Of
Did we even write it down?
Yeah, well, I got a couple of things. So, went back to Pizza Hut buffet. I know you smashed a buffet. I think we might have been smashing a buffet at the same time. Was it Saturday night you were smashing yours?
No, Sunday night we went for
Oh,
a
okay.
birthday dinner.
Okay.
Southport Sharks buffet.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
How can we go there next time I come down?
Let's do
No,
that.
I don't like a buffet when we're on the piss. I get bloated.
Yeah.
No, we did that one night at the casino.
Oh,
We-
couldn't breathe.
I mean, we'll get back to you in a sec.
We could do a lunch buffet, then go drinking
Oh,
later.
Well, one night,
Yeah.
Leggy and I were at Treasury, and we had some money in the pokies, and we won. And then the pokies broke, and we had to get a technician to come and get our money out. And they took like fucking an hour and a half to come and get our money out of this thing. And then they felt so bad that they gave us 2 free meals at the
Vouchers, okay.
At the buffet, and I think I ate 100 oysters.
And then you tried to mount Leggy.
He's only human, but not successful. Yeah.
Yeah, I did
So,
the Pizza Hut buffet again. I just can't recommend that
Did you
enough.
wear the hat?
No, I didn't because I thought they might take it off me because
Yeah,
it's illegal, this hat.
Yeah, that's right.
Why did you go back there again so quickly?
I love it.
Oh, just,
Oh, well, Josh and his mate wanted to go there, and I was
Okay.
like, oh, yeah? I was like,
Yeah.
yes, of course we do. That,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, we're going. Yeah.
But yeah, it's so good. Like the pizzas, I don't know, they do different pizzas to what I would normally order, like these chicken and jalapeno ones. I don't know if that's on the menu, but I'd never order that normally.
I would
Oh,
love
okay.
that's the thing I would love about it. I know I talk a lot about, well, you can't eat that much pizza. Like it seems weird, but
Variety.
trying the different
Variety. The boys were doing the whole thing where, you know,
Pour a milkshake on a pizza.
no, well, they're just pizza and pasta combos. So
Yeah.
when I always used to do the one where you get the cheese pizza, then you put bolognese on it. I used to like that and a bit of parmesan cheese on
That's
top
a
of the
great
bolognese.
idea.
Then, but Josh discovered he thought of doing it the other way. He was like, got a thing of just pasta and then got a cheese pizza and like scraped the sauce and cheese off the pizza and
He
put
is
that
your
on,
kid.
and
He
put
is
that on
your
top
kid.
of the on the pasta. So it was like a cheesy sort of.
Oh, yeah.
that sounds pretty good.
That's pretty cool.
Now the other thing that I've been doing is I went shopping at what?
I just think it's so amusing that you've had to write down what you've been
Yeah,
doing.
well, yeah.
Like, what's wrong with your brain?
So many things. So I went shopping at DFO
Oh, yeah.
because there's a bit of a running joke in
Jindalee.
in my soccer team
Yep.
that I don't buy new boots. So my boots I've had, like, they're just basically 100% electrical tape now. They're all
Yeah.
So it was getting to the point.
100% electrical
Yeah.
tape.
So it
That's
was
a
getting
high
to the point
percentage.
where I could, like, the soles were it was completely disconnected, and it was going to be a problem. So instead of buying new boots, so
these boots, always injured.
Hey,
is this why you're always injured?
I don't know, maybe. So then I thought, okay, I'll resurrect some of my old boots, which I didn't take as far as those ones. They were taped, but I hadn't taken them as far.
Right.
So boots from like a couple of years ago, I had 2 of them. It's like one from probably 8 years ago, one from 5 years ago, which were taped.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, no, these ones are still pretty good. My standards back then were pretty high about my boots. I was like, a little bit was coming apart, so I got new ones.
Yeah.
La-di-da.
Yeah.
So I put them on. I thought I'll wear them for the game. And then I went to make a tackle and I slipped over. And then I looked down and like the whole, all the studs and sole from the front ball of my foot just came off.
Gone.
Because I didn't know that like they just got so brittle.
Yeah.
Because they just haven't been worn and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so then I went to DFO and I go, I'm getting new boots, and the DFO at the airport. Is this an interesting story or not?
I don't know. We haven't heard it yet, mate. You're meant to diagnose that before we fucking start.
And I bought the boots and I couldn't be happier. And I went.
Is that it?
No.
Because then no is the answer. It's not a fucking interesting story.
I went to ASICS, and then because I was recommended ASICS because apparently they're just a bit more supportive and all that, because I'm getting old and I get little Achilles problems and all that.
The fact that you're racing through the story, I reckon it's going to be not interesting.
No, yeah, I don't know. So
I have heard, before we go on, sorry, from a podiatrist, ASICS for soccer boots are one of the best.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I found that I tried a few on, and they weren't that good. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll get these ones. And then Aaron looked around the other side of the aisle, and there was a whole nother aisle of them. I was like, oh, cool. So we weren't probably unnecessary, that part of the story. But so then I went around there, and then I found these ones that were really comfortable. And I tried them on; they were great, and they were reduced from like $160 or $70 down to $60.
Nice.
And so I go, fuck, I'm getting these, obviously. And then I thought, well, I can't just get one pair. Oh. Like, I need to get the next 10 years worth of boots here. Like, you
have said that before. If you find a good pair of sunglasses in a servo,
that's it.
Buy 4 pairs.
Buy 4 or 5 pairs of them. Yeah, same with shoes and thongs and stuff. Yeah. So I thought I'm going to take my own advice. I'm going to buy 3 pairs of these things.
3.
So I bought 3 pairs of them.
Shit.
And I laid them out, and so I'm going to wear them. But then I posted on my team chat, say, look, boys, I'm sorted for the next 10 years. And one of them was like, you know that they're going to deteriorate, like you have to wear them or they're going to like get brittle.
Or just wear one per week.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to do that. But that's going to be like still a 10-year process.
Yeah.
You'll be right. Well, that's 10 years. That's good.
Women's section.
just write 1, 2, 3, 4 on the front of all of them and then wear them in order.
I might take one of them back.
Because
I went in annoyed that I was going to have to spend $180 or something on boots. Then I ended up spending $180.
Did you did I
on 3 pairs of boots?
When we arrived tonight, did you sell the caravan?
When we arrived, did I sell the caravan?
No, when we arrived tonight, the caravan wasn't there. Have you sold it?
Yeah, that was like
that's why you're getting new boots. Just checking.
I guess.
Speaking of caravan, camping.
Yeah,
this weekend. We're on.
Camping.
Now, have you navigated all your life obstacles that you said shouldn't fucking be there to be able to do this?
Yep. So I've cancelled the.
Won't be cancelled.
Okay, so Kazoo, my friend, invited me out. For a couple of weeks ago, he said this, and we had it all organised. We're going to meet one of his muso friends, and we're going to watch some band or something.
So in Kazoo's world, he'll be like, "Oh, you can't fucking organise anything these days because people have got stuff on." Yeah. So you fuck Kazoo's life.
And there was something else. What was the other thing in there? I was meant to be going to the Greyhounds with some other people, but that wasn't really firm. So
what? You were going to the Greyhounds and you hadn't told me.
Dish lickers, what?
Fucking hell! I would have been up for that.
Anyway, but then I was about to message Kazoo this morning actually, and just say, "Hey, sorry, I've double booked. I'm taking the boys out camping." But just as I went to open up my messenger thing on my computer, like crack my knuckles, open it all up, click on the little icon, up it pops. And then I see a message from Kazoo, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I've realised I'm meant to be going to a 40th, so I can't go out." And I'm like,
Perfect. I love when that happens. I fucking love when that happens.
Yeah. So we'll have a fire going.
Fire. Yeah. I'll take all 3 boys, I think.
Now, can I go back to the AFL for a sec?
Okay, yeah.
So I'm wearing, for the audio listeners, I am wearing the Big Freeze beanie.
Yep.
So the Big Freeze is what they do at the MCG where they're helping MND.
Yep.
What's his
MND
name?
research. Neil Danaher.
That's him.
Yeah.
They have raised fucking millions and millions. Did I hear 18 million or something?
Really?
Like, it's insane amounts.
Doing so well.
I think they've been doing it for nearly 10 years. Or maybe it's 10 years. But, so I'm wearing the beanie. But don't think I'm a good human.
No, I knew that.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
So I got this beanie about 4 years ago.
Did you rob it
But they
off a guy
release
with
a
that
new
disease?
beanie every single year. And I never buy a new one because I'm like, well, I've got a beanie.
You could donate.
And yeah,
You could
like,
donate.
why wouldn't I buy the new one every year?
Well, just donate.
I live in Queensland. I wear a beanie once a year, and it's tonight for this podcast.
Donate the money right now.
But I don't buy the new beanie every year. I'm an arsehole.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like an arsehole.
How much is the beanie worth?
Oh, I think I got it at
$50 or
Bunnings for about 20, 30 bucks.
Okay, so donate $20, $30 now.
Okay, I will. Right
now, yeah.
I'll do it in the break.
Yeah, right.
I saw Pat Rafter go down as Brian Johnson from AC/DC into the ice water. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did
was
see
cool.
that.
Right, okay.
But now I do have another little update.
Yes.
My new golf clubs.
Yes, the clubs, yeah.
I think I might have worked them out.
Right.
I had an incident. I had a little incident.
Right.
Where I was on the 14th hole and I
throw a
fucking
club?
play up. Hey?
Do you throw one?
No, but usually at this point I would have thrown a club at them. But I was just trying to protect my new clubs. I've just invested in them, and I know it's not their fault.
Definitely
But
not.
I was cranky. And I hit this shot, and my sunglasses fell off my hat onto the ground, and my shot was shit. I fucking smacked my sunglasses with my Oakleys, smashed them into a million fucking pieces.
You're an actual idiot.
They are old and shit, and I was
Doesn't matter.
about to replace them anyway, but I got the shits and I smacked them.
Must be nice to have Oakleys.
I've gone backwards. I've gone severely backwards.
Anger management class started yet? Or
Yeah, look, maybe.
Do you reckon
it's
they'll
a
come
thing.
good, or is it just like you just got to get
I
used
went
to
to the range yesterday for the purpose of just trying to work out how fucking far I hit these things, because I'm hitting them so much further than my old clubs.
Right.
It's
So, okay, so you got good distance. So what's wrong with it? You can't get consistent contact, or you can't get accuracy.
I've got good distance. It's just like good golfers need consistent distance. I need to be able to go, I know I hit that club that distance.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm hitting them probably 10 metres-ish further than my old one per club, except for my long irons, that I'm hitting about 20 metres further.
Right.
So I've got that all listed
We'll have to
out
get a
now,
game
so-
going. Well, I took the leap and organised bloody camping, so
Yeah,
I can
good. I'm
organise-
very proud of that.
Just fucking let's go and do it.
Yeah, I like
As
that.
soon as the
Booked
soccer
in.
game's finished, go. Let's just go.
Yeah.
And back to sports now. I just wanted to touch on the Origin.
Yes.
We won the first one. A bit of a controversy there with Suolihi
Yeah.
getting
It's
sent
a
off
great
in
game,
the
though.
seventh, eighth. It was a great game.
I loved it. Like, I was even nervous coming out in the second half. I just thought,
Yeah.
you know,
Never
New
be
South Wales
confident.
looked like they had some momentum. They just got another
With
try.
12 men, yeah.
Yeah, it could have happened.
What do you
but
think? What do you think would have happened had the numbers been even the whole game?
You never know, but
It is
you know
hard.
they.
Well, you chuck Walsh in there, but then again,
Yeah.
old mate Hammer had a
That's-
pretty good game.
yeah,
that-
fullback, he's good. Isn't he?
Hammer did have a great game. Now, that's what I like about the send-off, is that we lost arguably our best player for the whole game.
Yeah,
It shouldn't have been a sin bin. It should have been a send-off.
yeah, it was.
But
It
what?
was good.
But
It was
what
the
I
right
was going to
decision.
ask you is, at halftime, Fatty, who may be the most diehard Queensland supporter getting about,
Yeah.
he made the comment of, it shouldn't have been a send-off. That's a send-off at club level, but not Origin level. Now, I get that for the biff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But why would it be different when it's like he was sent off because it was dangerous, it was contact with the head, it's this new thing that we're all trying to protect. Why would there be different standards for club level and Origin level when we're talking about contact with the head?
Should
Yeah,
be.
I think that, like, that's his opinion, Fatty's opinion.
He's just
we're going,
disappointed
it's
the
like-
game got wrecked. That's all.
I
But
think so, yeah. But I think
Is
when
that
they-
what
No, I
he
wouldn't
was,
say
is that
wrecked,
why
sorry.
he was saying it though? Because I've heard other people say it shouldn't have been a send off. I thought it was a send
I
it's
off.
a
think it
fucking.
was,
It's a
yeah.
clear send off. I think there's all these arguments that he was falling in the tackle. He didn't slip that much. And number two, he legged with the shoulder. He had no attempt at wrapping his arm around.
Yeah, it was all
and
shoulder,
it's your response. If you lead with the shoulder and the guy slips or whatever, that's your fault. You take
Yeah.
the risk. If you lead in that aggressively with the shoulder,
Yeah.
you're responsible for what happens.
The onus is on the defender when they're rushing up on the player. And it's happened to Walsh earlier this year against Penrith where they rushed up on him and it was a head clash
Yeah.
and knocked him out. And old mate got sin bin, I think, for that.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was a send-off or a sin bin. But that one was that's a send-off.
Well, he got 4 weeks. Did he get 4 weeks?
I think 4 weeks is a little light, to be honest. But
instant 4 weeks, that justifies the send-off.
It was horrific, like looking at the actual...
It was awful. Like when he was doing the whole hand thing up in the air, like afterwards.
Yeah.
And what else was I going to say?
They also targeted him. Like
that's exactly what I was going to say. He was going into her, not to probably shoulder him their head, but to
there was a lot of chatter.
And intimidate him.
Yeah.
There was a lot of chatter before the game about we're going to target
Of course they are.
Yeah.
And he did it, and it didn't work out, and that's his problem.
Well, even before that, he kicked the ball and got tackled in midair by, I think it was Liam Martin or something, one of the forwards.
He put in some good hits.
Yeah, but they didn't even penalise that. They let that go.
Yeah.
And normally with the kickers in the air and you grab them, you can't touch them. But they let that was on Walsh. It's just like pressure the shit out of him.
How good a game did Hammer have, though? He was so good. And great. Ed Ben Hunt.
Yeah.
We're all still holding a little bit of a grudge there.
We
can't let go of it. Did you see in his game on the weekend, though, that he dropped one in the exact same spot?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he dropped one in the exact same spot, and the commentators brought it up.
I love in one. I think it was last year's Origin game 3, I think it was, and Cleary went to do like a chip kick, and Hunt caught it, then sprinted all the way like 60 metres. But in the commentary, you can hear Cam Smith going, "Go Dozer, go Dozer." It's like, commentators are supposed to be
impartial.
Not in Origin.
I think Gordon Tallis, I think it was, back to the should it be a bloody send off, not in Origin but in club level. I think he said, look, so we're only protecting people's heads in club level. Like your brain doesn't matter in Origin.
I understand. I understand the point they've always made about in Origin. Let them go with a bit of punch on. That's not a send off.
Yeah,
and
a bit of
aggression. But when it's a safety thing, a shoulder in heat, he died.
Yeah,
he was out for 30 seconds or so.
I think the other thing that made it.
How did he pass the HIA?
Yeah, I don't know.
How did he pass it?
Yeah, I don't know. He probably had the answers written on these. He probably pre-written Albanese.
Mum, Dad, Apple.
Joe Biden. What could they possibly ask me?
I think the other thing that made it particularly controversial, the send-off decision, is that it happened 6 or 7 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like if that had happened just
towards
after half-time or something like that, I don't think they would have questioned it.
Yeah, I agree.
But the referee has to make the exact same call.
Correct.
Was it dangerous? Was it...
We talked about this in the AFL.
And the bunker told him as well.
Yeah.
The bunker had seen it and gone.
We talked about this in the AFL a few weeks ago when I was blowing up about that Collingwood decision right in front of goal with like a couple of minutes left and it turned into a draw.
Yeah.
Even today, there was so much time wasting going on during the game. I'm like, all of this is so much worse than just that.
Yeah.
But they have to adjudicate it fairly.
Yeah.
I agree. If it was 4 minutes from full time, I guarantee you, all those commentators, including Fatty, would be saying...
That's a send-off.
That's a send-off. Yeah. It was pretty dangerous.
Yeah. While we're on, I guess, Walsh, his teammate for the Broncos, Payne Haas, I just wanted to mention him, the stuff that's happened to him in his life is... But for him to keep going out there every week and playing the way he does, just hats off to him because his mother's in jail. His dad's been done for selling drugs in Indonesia, but they picked him up in Philippines. So there's a possibility he could get the death sentence.
He's on death row, isn't he?
Yeah.
They've actually said he's on death row, haven't they?
I think I'm not sure if it's been handed down yet, but they in Indonesia they'll just like
awful.
Yeah, so he's taken on his two younger brother and sister. I think, or two brothers that live with him and his partner and their baby. And then his other brother who plays for Titans, and he's playing really well, has taken on some of the other kids. So they just for them to go out and be the mentors for their younger siblings after all of that shit that's happened, it just hats off to him. I think it's all right, and I had a quick one there. USA beat Pakistan in the T20 World Cup.
Did they?
Did you hear that?
No.
It's a T20 World Cup one.
Yes.
Is it?
Is it like...
Well, you should be happy about that. We don't know about it, and because it doesn't deserve to be a thing.
It's just a hit and giggle, Just let them have their little hit and giggle.
I didn't know it was on.
Yeah, USA beat
Is
Pakistan.
this like a group game or whatever?
Yeah, one of the heat games. Yeah, so USA beat Pakistan, one of the best
I mean,
teams
having
ever.
said that, like I don't really get into 2020, but that's good that it's on because I might I might just keep an eye on it.
Something to watch.
Yeah, something to watch.
He's reinvigorated.
Similar thing, England. Oh, I love it when England lose.
Oh, yeah.
England lost a soccer game to Iceland.
Really?
And,
Really?
England think they're the world's best, and they never win anything. They always
Did they
choke.
send a shitty team in knowing it was Iceland? Or?
I don't think so. I don't know, to be honest, but I don't think so.
Could you give us
Not coming
your
home.
David Beckham impersonation to uplift the English team for their next game?
Yeah, geezers. If you just want to try kick it in the goal and that, then you might win a game and that.
Did you know that was going to happen?
No, I don't know.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I always, because when David Beckham was a thing, like I'd see him on TV and go, yeah, I think he was all good. I'd never heard him talk for about 3 or 4 years until I heard him talk, and he talked like that, and I'm like, that's not the voice I expected to come out of him.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Excuse me. Oh, classic. And the other thing, today, Boston beat Dallas.
Yeah, game 2.
Game 2, so they're up 2-0.
Is it going to be 4 dot?
What's this about?
No. Lowest viewers.
NBA, yeah.
Lowest.
NBA or the WNBA?
No, NBA.
NBA. Yep.
Why are we laughing? Lowest viewer numbers for an NBA final series in 12 years.
True.
Yeah. And I think it is just 2 teams that people are struggling to get engaged with. I think it is going to be quite one-sided.
Yeah.
I really hope that I hope that Kyrie and Luka come back and do something, but they're getting fair dinkum smoked at the moment.
Yeah, that first game, it was...
That first game was fucking boring.
Dallas Mavericks versus the Boston
Celtics.
Would you say Curry come back?
Luka and Kyrie.
Kyrie, yeah.
So,
I guess backing Dallas, but because Kyrie was born in Australia.
Exum.
Exum's
on the...
He's been playing pretty well, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like Luka. I like Luka.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I like Jason Tatum.
Yeah, he's great. He's good.
And they got smoked by the Warriors a few years ago.
Yeah.
I just would like to see them take that window and do well. So I'm a bit impartial, but I just feel like it's going to be a one-sided series.
Two more wins and they've got it. So
Well, Luka had a good first half today, and he had a dog of a second half.
Yeah.
And Kyrie was just a bit nothing.
Yeah. Well, I think in the first game, Irving only had 6 points in the first half.
He's really struggling.
Yeah.
He's getting quite old.
Yeah.
But
old Uncle Drew. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Be patient in life, because I just thought of something.
Yeah.
I lost my car keys, so I got 2 sets of keys for my Triton.
Right.
And I drove home. This is a few weeks ago. I drove home from, I don't know, Lucas's soccer training or something. And then I went to go out again, and I couldn't find the keys.
Right.
So I knew they were home, because I drove home.
You got home, yeah.
Yeah, I got home. So then I had to get my spare pair of keys. And
the Triton's not, it's an ignition one. You need the key.
You need the key. And
I
fully support that.
Right, me too.
Well, let me come back to that when you're done. Remind me to come back to that.
And I couldn't find them in there. So I went with my spare set, came back, and then for the last few weeks I've been looking for these keys. I'm like, where would I, between the car and the kitchen, where would I put these things down? I was looking in dumb places, like maybe I put them in the toilet, maybe I put them
How long
on the
have you been
workbench. Oh, like a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks.
Jeez. Yeah.
And I just calmed myself down. I was like...
Were they in the TV snacks box?
that I threw out? No. I just calmed myself down and I said, I'm not going to find them when I'm looking for them. What?
Nothing. Keep going.
I'm not going to find them when I'm looking for them. I'm going to find them when I'm not looking for them.
Right.
And I just believed that.
Yeah.
And then a week, like just the other day, it was cold. I had to go out to some soccer thing, and I got my warm jacket that I get. Yeah. I put it on, and the keys were in the pocket of the fucking jacket. And it's only lucky that it was not the end of winter, because I could have, that jacket would have been there for a whole fucking year.
Law of attraction, see?
Yeah,
works,
there you go.
Yeah. You let it go.
And
then it came back to you.
Yeah.
Well done.
My car is push button start, so the key just has to be in the car.
That's a dumb system.
Yeah.
Today I wanted to go out and get some sushi for lunch.
Yeah.
Couldn't find my fucking keys. I looked for ages.
Doesn't Ali sometimes say that?
Where's your fucking keys, Daddy? So I ended up finding them. They were in the boot of the car. I got the golf clubs out and I left them in there. But I was on the phone, and the guy was on the phone too. He goes, well, just find a spare set. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll get the spare set. I got the spare set out of the cabinet.
Yep.
Haven't used them in fucking 3 years. And the battery was dead in it.
Oh, of
so I'm
course,
like, I can't go anywhere now because I couldn't find my keys. The spare key didn't have a battery, and I can't just put a key into an ignition and turn.
There's no advantage to that
stuck.
system.
The other shit thing is I've got an electric handbrake.
Oh, yes. Yep.
So if your battery dies,
nice.
you can't use your handbrake.
Yeah.
And I think this could be repeated content, Scott style.
Yeah.
But I broke down in the Bunnings timber yard.
Yeah.
And we couldn't push me out because I had an electric fucking handbrake.
Yeah.
There's no advantage of the push button start because you still got to have the key with you.
You know the best place to store your keys while
in
you're
the
driving?
fucking
In the
slot
fucking
for the keys.
ignition.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just taking up a cup holder or something.
It'll happen so Erin and I will be in the car, in her car, which has the thing. Must be nice.
I'm having major deja vu.
Yeah, I know we're talking about it, but we'll go again. Not everyone listens to every episode religiously. So how about this situation?
Well, apparently people are listening to the episode where I had my first Big Mac ever.
Yeah, that's ages ago, Yes. So me and Erin are in the car, her car. She's got the key in her bag, but the car starts because it's close enough. Then I drop her somewhere. She gets out with her handbag.
Yeah.
And then I'm without...
We
she's
definitely
walked
talked
away.
about this because I told the story when I was getting out to go and drink piss at the Piney. And I'd walked in, got a beer, and Taj was like ringing me. You know?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah.
Just have the slot for it.
Yeah, I had a story the other day. There was 2 priests got pulled over by a copper.
Oh, yeah.
And the cop went up to the window and said, "Excuse me, gentlemen, we're looking for 2 pedophiles." And they looked at each other and said, "We'll do it."
Oh, shit.
Anyway, that leads us on to the what the fuck. Now, my what the fuck for this episode 35, back on the horse, microplastics.
Microplastics?
Yeah, found in testicles.
So explain,
So we've got...
firstly, what microplastics are, and then... I guess I know what testicles are.
I can show
can
you
explain
if you
that
like.
though? I'd like to hear a
You had
definition.
your nuts on my fucking shoulder once, didn't you?
No, this is me slug.
Oh, yeah. When I was driving the houseboat, I was just like skippering that
sitting
thing. And then I just felt this weight. Not a big weight.
Slight weight.
It's like half a carton.
Just a small weight on my shoulder. And I turn around and, Oh, sorry to interrupt your story, but we got to get that. Do we have the technology yet, Ben, where on this podcast we can like insert a clip?
We can later and pretend
like a
that
YouTube
it was meant
clip.
to.
Look this one up that Ben
definitely
sent to me. It's Greg's Kitchen, where he's talking about the best ever KFC meal deal. He's like, "Hey guys."
I'm a massive fan of Greg.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Look up Greg's Kitchen,
Really?
the best ever KFC meal deal. He's so enthusiastic about his KFC.
He's great.
Yep.
He lives down near you.
If you don't think Ben can do that in post, then you have got no respect for him as
It's just
a
a bit of
producer.
banter, mate. All right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so microplastics, some of them are invisible, but they're finding them in men's testicles.
What
Yeah.
is it?
Microplastics are in everything. Apparently in rice, everywhere. They're getting through...
Is it like little bits of plastic that end up in the manufacturing
Basically,
process?
yeah.
So how they
basically,
find-
they're invisible, but they can detect them.
Ah.
Yeah.
Are they dangerous or not?
Oh, if you build up enough, there's 250,000... Scientists found 250,000 invisible microplastics in 1 litre of bottled water.
Wow.
So
So
but the one in
how-
the testicles.
How are they find?
Can you just jizz that out or anything, or you can't?
I don't
How's
know.
it getting into the testicles?
Should we try it?
How's it getting in the testicles?
Well, it gets in your system, and they found that scientists are finding them in... Yeah. So it must be finding them in sperm,
Yeah.
and then can that then affect babies'
Maybe.
reproduction, all that
Yeah.
kind of thing, and give babies... So it's like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Is it
Give
going to
birth
give?
to a Barbie or something.
I was going to say, is it going to give him superpowers or something? Like
I don't know, but they're,
Iron Man or
they're everywhere,
Plastic
apparently.
Man.
So I didn't know that. I didn't know they were finding them in
Jeez.
in your testes. So, yeah.
that shouldn't be in there.
Shoot big, shoot
I
often.
don't like the
say.
idea of anything being in there that shouldn't be in there.
That's right, yeah. But that's concerning, though, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and it's in bottled water. Apparently it's in everything. They're everywhere. So.
I like that it's everywhere. I would hate it if it was just like, it's only in some
It's
brands of
only in
this.
testicles.
Then I got to think about it. If I just know I'm getting it no matter what.
Yeah, it's in everything.
They're only in my balls, they're not in yours.
We were talking last week about how ridiculous it seemed at the start that you would purchase a bottle of water.
Yeah, no, it's weirdo.
Do you know something I've realised that I do now? I buy a bottle of water with the best intentions of keeping hydrated, and I reckon I finish. I reckon I leave half a bottle of every bottle of water.
I'll tell you what it is.
My kids do that.
It's like
I'm
you go to
finish
Macca's. If I go to Macca's or KFC or something, and then you get this little bit of guilt, like, oh, I shouldn't be eating unhealthy.
Yeah.
All right, it's all right. I'll just get water instead of a soft drink.
Yeah.
So you do that. All that water is doing is stopping you drinking soft drink. So even though I don't drink the water, it's like at least I didn't drink the fucking soft drink.
Yeah, fair
so
enough,
it's
yeah.
just there as a little cup holder filler.
The amount of like purchased water I tip down the sink and then we refill it with tap water.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
The tappy air.
Yeah. Anyway, you've got a what the fuck?
Did I? We wrote it down, didn't we?
Yeah, Toyota.
Yeah, because you can't remember even what you did this week.
This is a little one. This is a what the fuck segment. I don't know. I guess it's a what the fuck.
That'll do.
It's a did you know?
Right.
So the kids were watching like this thing about little hidden messages in logos of.
Yeah, I've heard this.
But you don't know the answer. Okay.
Can't remember what.
Yeah.
No. Fucking hell.
It's like how you ruined Caramel last epised.
Yeah.
He's building it up.
Rainbow ice cream.
Yeah. I was gonna do a bigger build up to it. Caramel. Well, you fucking said, do you guys know what that is? And I answered.
Oh, just read the tone.
What if I answered this?
It should
No.
be.
Fucking hell.
I've got one for you. Sorry, before you go on.
Yeah.
Oh, no, don't interrupt him with his story.
The Chicago Bulls one. If you turn it
if you
upside
turn that
down,
upside down.
it's a robot banging a crowd.
Yeah.
that's
It was
cool.
on, I think it was on the same video.
one. Okay,
I saw
yeah.
this. No, I was happy you interrupted because it's a short story and I just needed to go on a bit longer.
Yeah.
I
I'll save you
think
again.
that might be the one that I remember that I thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
was
that
fun.
Chicago Bulls one is good. Look at that, everyone.
You can't
I've got
unsee
the,
that
I'll
either.
drop it in. Okay,
Because you got the tech. You got the tech to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, in post. Ben, you are quite a talented person, and I respect that.
So
Unlike Scott.
the Toyota logo, it has every letter of the word Toyota is represented in the logo.
Bullfuck.
Like, because you know how it's like
Where's
this.
the flat T?
Well, it's got a curve to it. Use your brain.
Curve,
Use your imagination. But yeah, there's
Oh,
the
is
T.
it?
Apparently
I
it
can
is.
see it, yeah.
Look at it,
Yeah.
and
Where's
you'll
the
see
O?
the T. The whole
thing.
is a
Yeah,
circle.
okay, I'll give you that. Why? I'll give you.
You have to look
I'm
at
had
it.
to look up there to see how to spell Toyota. No, yeah, I'm not giving you a T. Oh, the A's, yeah. I'm not giving you a T. That's two flat lines.
All right.
Doesn't have a T in it.
Okay. Well, forget I said anything. Let's just sit here quietly.
And I'll see if I can see any microplastics in my.
Dr. Carl, get him in here.
I got her for fuck's sake, and it was Benji wasn't there, but the three of us were, and it's probably the worst show I've ever been to that we paid money for. And I'll give you a couple of guesses.
I know what it is.
How long
I don't
ago?
want to ruin it though. I don't want to go caramel.
So you know
I
what
know
it is?
exactly
Okay.
what it is.
What era are we talking?
We went to a place for my 40th.
Can I actually spoil it? Because I know the answer. I know the answer. Is
That's
this
in
a quiz?
Vegas.
Yeah.
The show. What do we see there?
It was fucking Copperfield.
Oh yeah.
It was David
yeah,
Copperfield.
Yeah.
It was.
It was
awful.
shit.
I wish we had
It
seen
was-
Seinfeld because we were
Yeah,
tossing up
we
between
were tossing
Seinfeld
up
and
between.
Yeah.
Copperfield.
But we all agreed. Seinfeld, the show's great. His stand-up comedy, it's not piss yourself laughing funny.
Yeah.
But it might have been.
But we thought, okay, Copperfield. we'll
Magic's
see that.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
wish we had seen
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it the other day and I went, oh, God,
I reckon-
because we were so pumped up for it, like,
Yeah.
David Copperfield.
It
you
was
know,
so
and-
bad.
Well, our
Oh.
friend magician Mike Tyler, because we've had him at our Christmas party, and it is genuinely mind-blowing. Well, I guess not literally mind-blowing,
I
but
think because
like-
it's up close magic.
yeah, up
like,
close
it's
magic.
in
You
your
can't. There's no trick he can be doing.
Like,
there.
let's
It's
be
like,
fair,
well,
like-
there is, but
for Copperfield, like he'll make a car disappear and all that kind of stuff, but it was just surrounded by so much bullshittery.
Well, when you're 100 meters away and he's on stage with a card disappearing, you know there's a secret.
Yeah, that's right. Scott's like analytical brain is not going to allow that car to vanish in any way other than a trapdoor or a crane.
A black curtain.
They could have called it David Copperfield, trapdoors and cranes.
Whereas Mike Tyler, we should get him on the show. We could.
Yeah, we could get him.
I helped him with his email a little while ago, and he was quite grateful. So I reckon we get him in here.
Do it. Yeah.
But like, remember that one he did? He's doing the card thing. He's like saying, so we had like 3 or 4 of us around, and he's like doing the thing where he says, "Okay, you pick a card, think of the card, remember that card." There was this Maria was her name, the girl he was doing the trick with. And she goes, "Yeah, okay, I've got it. I know the card." Then he put it back in the deck, and he's doing his shuffle and all that. And then like he holds up a card and he says, "Is this your card?" And she's like, "No, it wasn't." And we all think, "Oh, he's messed it up.
He's fucked."
Yeah. And then he goes, "Okay, well, roll your sleeve up." Yeah. She rolls her sleeve up, and he's printed the 4 of hearts on her wrist.
Yeah.
Did you know?
How did he do that?
Did you know?
She didn't feel it.
That you have already told
Yeah, I know I have,
on this book.
That's a new safety word. Caramel. Oh, dude.
Naked Magicians was their show, and they actually had a residency in Vegas for a very long time. They did really well. Yeah. And myself and Scott's lovely wife, Erina, we actually went to primary school. Not primary school, preschool, kindergarten.
One of the two.
With Mike.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, we should get him on the show. And if you get a chance to check them out, Naked Magicians.
He did another show. I saw him at QPAC recently. There's like 5 magicians. I can't remember what it was called.
That was with the same guy from the Naked Magicians.
And another
bunch
of
ones. So,
another time in Vegas, I saw Chris Angel. I don't know if you remember him. Yeah, and
you raved about that though.
Oh, I know it wasn't too bad, but I was in the
guy. He
he's like your David Blaine.
Yeah,
David Blaine.
Yeah.
But I was in the front row, and it sort of ruined it because I could see his. I guess they call them stunt doubles.
Yeah.
You could see what was going on. You could go, and like, that's not him.
Yeah.
They dress the same,
really?
And they just had like slightly different build, and you could just tell there was probably 3 of them, I think.
Yeah,
and I went, because I was so close.
Well, that's this up close magic with Mike. I have never.
I'm still bewildered.
I can't, and none of his tricks I've known how he's done it, and every single trick I'm completely amazed of how on earth have you done that? It's right in front of you.
They work on their craft so hard. Yeah, they're really good.
He's funny too. One of my favourite burns of all time. At that same party, he chose someone to help out with a trick. Yeah, and something happened, went through, and then they stuffed it. Like something, it didn't go right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and then the girl goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." He goes, "No, it's on me. I chose you."
My mistake.
Goes, no,
I chose you.
It's absolutely my fault because I shouldn't have chose you.
Good stuff.
Yeah, he's very, very funny.
Just on that Copperfield thing too, I saw something recently about that. Got big for the first time. He made the Statue of Liberty disappear.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was like, how did he do this? It's wild. All they did was had the shot set up, and then they put the curtain up. They just moved the whole camera left, and then they went to that filled like an entire world of people just going, how has he done that?
He's amazing.
Wasn't he dating Claudia Schiffer at one point?
Yeah.
Oh,
she was his like magic girl that was like doing all his stage stuff with him.
Yeah.
Oh,
you got a for fuck's sake multi-bet.
Mine's more I'm angry about it.
I'm angry. No, say it with anger. I'm angry.
I got 2 that I'm angry about. The multi-bet one's a really small one.
Right.
Not doing that.
You and I love a multi-bet, and we'll share them with each other. So if you do an NRL one, I'll get you to send it to me. The thing I hate with the AFL is, you know how they got the sub?
Yep.
So the sub is just in the last quarter usually, unless there's an injury before that. In the last quarter, they'll strategically just sub someone out of the game and put their sub on the field, fresh legs on the field, and just see if they can have a crack at it in the last quarter. It is so fucking annoying when they sub out someone that's in your fucking multi-bet and they're going all right, and you're like, I need them to get 4 more disposals until the end, and then they'll just sub them out of the game, and you're like, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
That is so irritating. Or I need them to kick 1 goal.
Yeah.
And then with a quarter and a half to go, they'll just sub them out of the game.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yep. Now, the emoji thing has come up again.
Yeah.
So...
you can talk about this.
I don't know where to start.
Really? Is it that for fuck's sake-ish?
There is a little. There's an emoji which is just what's it called? Slightly.
Well, it's just the standard smiley face.
The standard smiley face, but it's called slightly smiling face if you look at the
code behind it. Yep.
Oh.
Apparently, you know the smiling face is not a big grin. It's just a
normal smile, like this.
A crescent. It's just a crescent.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Apparently, if you use that, the new generation see that as passive aggressive.
Oh, fuck off.
Similar to the thumbs up. If you send the thumbs up emoji, that you're being passive aggressive.
Yeah, fuck off again.
And here's the worst thing. If you put a full stop at the end of a sentence on a text or an instant, like a Facebook message or something, if you use a full stop, that's passive aggressive.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's weird.
The full stop one, it's like basically they think, like I'm sending you a text, hey Leggy, I'll be at your place in half an hour, full stop. Like the full stop is, don't you text me back. Full stop. I'm in control of this. Don't you text me back. Apparently that's what it is.
If I send back a little slightly smiley face and a thumbs up, you'd be like, you'd be pissed to the max.
Well,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then I called someone out on it today.
We were chatting about it in our work chat.
We were chatting about it in our work chat. Right. And then I called someone out on it. And I said to her, you know, you've sent me that smiley face a lot. And she quite cleverly, like she's a very smart person. I like her a lot. She said, I just knew the target audience that I was speaking to. I'm like, I've never felt older. Yeah. But fucking hell, you can't use a thumbs up. You can't use a smiley face.
I'm trying to think of what the equivalent is. Like, okay, because we're all upset about this. These younger people accusing us of
being passive aggressive.
Whatever. Yeah, like they're the new, like they own the new language now apparently, and we're too old. But what's something that our parents' generation do that we're like, you idiots? Like,
I was trying to think.
I guess
about
the way our parents text, it's like, hi Scott. Like it's very formal, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like,
regards, mum.
Yeah, like that, like signing out every text message with.
I think that's
like
different though. That's not knowing how to use the technology. It's not.
Well, then they're not understanding the context.
It's not reading things completely wrong when it's just a word.
Misinterpreting tone.
It's like how I used the word dude today to someone, and then I laughed at myself for saying the word dude.
I think our parents, when they used a jug cord to flog you.
Did you misinterpret the tone of that? That was a happy flog. See the smiley face on your ass from that cord?
Right, yeah.
That's a slightly smiling face on your ass.
Passive-aggressive smiley face on your ass from the jug cord.
Wow. Yeah. And then the thumbs up. Are you better now? Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
You going to behave yourself? Yeah.
Full fucking stop.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess things mean what they mean in the time that they mean them. You know what I mean? Like, meanings evolve, the zeitgeist evolved. We're probably bitter that the zeitgeist is evolving in a dumb way.
But it's like you have to second guess everything that you're going to offend someone for something that's not that offensive.
It's taking it personally part, right? Like,
if
we can get offended at the way our parents text, we didn't go, oh my God.
Yeah, I would hope that, as you said, like our parents text us in a slightly different way than we would. We don't take anything by that. Like, it's just, that's how they text. And I would say that's hopefully it's down the other way as well.
People I spoke to today did say, like, oh, I know you didn't mean anything by that because it's this generation, but if this person sent it to me, I would take it in a different way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't know where the line is anymore. And like when I heard that smile, like I've used that, we looked it up. I've used that smiley face, that emoji on that work platform 1,536 times. 1,005. And I said, everyone hates me because they all think I'm a passive aggressive
If you're going to take away the standard smiley face, what should you do instead? Like the really like over the top.
Well, here's the other thing.
Or
this
just
is the other
like the
part
Joker
of it.
or something.
Smile. That's the standard smile. That's just like
this is what shit me off. Is I deliberately use that subtle smiley face because I think the big one with the big wide crescent moon smiley face, I actually think if I send that, they're going to think I'm being over the top or pushing an agenda or selling something. So I deliberately use the subtle one. So I'm not overselling something. But then I'm fucked for
That was always just a standard one before all the other ones existed. It's just a standard smile face.
Yeah.
ICQ.
Just like a full stop was a standard fucking punctuation mark
To finish a fucking sentence. Have you noticed no one knows how to use punctuation at all? Like it's just one sentence and it never stops and just keeps on going and then doesn't stop. And then we might talk about something else now and we're still talking about the same sentence and with no full stop.
Ironically, I'm using a lot of fucking just exclamation marks here instead. I'm fucking pissed off.
Yeah,
fucking
I think
hell.
You have to filter yourself to. I don't know. I'm Generation X. Fuck off.
I give them the benefit of the doubt that they're not saying don't do it. They're just saying, just so you know, in our world.
Yeah.
But then hopefully they just go, yeah, you're just an old guy. Yeah, I get that you're not doing that.
I respect it, but I mean, I'm not going to change myself. I don't know if I respect it.
I don't like how Jigs brought this up in the chat that there's like younger generation is now changing literally to mean figuratively, and now we don't have a word for literally.
Well, it's not just
there's no other word.
They've been misusing it so many times that dictionaries have now changed the definition in the dictionary of the word literally to sometimes mean figuratively. So if you look up the definition of literally in the dictionary now, the first line is like the definition of you're literally talking about the thing that you're talking about. There is a subline now that says you are using it to overemphasize something to make a point.
But so now we don't have a word that means
Leggy, you are literally shitting me to the fucking moon and back. Right. That's now fine because of the change of the definition.
Right. So how do we say the thing that we used to say literally? Like, no, my car, the wheel literally fell off my car. Like, how do you know if that meant that?
Yeah, that's right. Well, did it, Scott? Because I'm not sure. You might have meant that I'm so frustrated that it may as well have rolled off down the hill. You don't fucking know anymore.
Oh, wow.
It's a first world problem, I guess.
I'm exhausted.
All right, well, speaking of exhausted, we've got to go and bring up the book.
Oh, the book, yes.
Book, Life,
my new favourite segment.
By Scott Maynard.
Life by Scott Maynard.
So we're going to open it
now,
up
we
randomly.
did have stablemate Nick reach out to us during the week.
Nick,
he brought up that when this book eventuated for the first time and it was given to all of our staff as a gift, he felt quite bad that in front of Scott
at the Christmas party after
several drinks, he claimed that it was so bad that he tore it up in front of the owner of the business on the spot. He has never felt good about that ever since. So.
Yeah. He's no longer with us. So.
He's still alive.
He's still alive.
Yeah. And I actually remember that, and I felt a bit protective of you, and I was like going,
I
did, but that was my initial thought. I knew it was like a thing, and I'm like, hang on a minute, do I have to bash him now?
I am known to slander this prick.
All right,
and to not stand for his bullshit. And the first segment of this book, I wildly tore him down over the basic shit in it. Yeah. But I'm going to do a 180 here.
So tell the stablemates what it's about.
So this book, A Handy Guide for Modern Living by Scott Maynard. It's just handy life tips that Scott was keeping a spreadsheet on his desktop. He would add life tips to it. He would send it to Ben even when Ben didn't want him to send it to him. It was quite unwanted and frequent. It was Microsoft Excel bullying.
With a thumbs up.
Now, the first ones last week, a couple of weeks ago, I really shut on him, but I'm going to do a 180 here.
Oh, okay.
And say that our friend Scott over here, he was ahead of his time.
Okay. Let's see what this one is.
So, okay.
Are you ready? Ahead of his time, Scott. Keep antibacterial hand rub in your car.
Oh, wow. There you go.
There's a tip from Scott.
I think Erida might have wrote that one. There's a couple in there. There's a couple from Erida and a couple from Nathaniel. I mean, that's fine, that one. But
Is he coming camping? Quickly.
No one knows who Nathaniel is. Tell them.
Well, he said
Nathaniel is.
Said yes.
Nathaniel is Scott's business partner.
Because it seemed very okay.
It's just a smiley face.
But I think he is.
Awesome. Yep.
This one's
all right, the second one?
This one's dog shit.
What is it?
Oh, wow.
You ready?
Yeah.
Feeding pets before your own dinner prevents excessive begging.
Very good.
Fuck you.
You can't argue with that. Tell me it doesn't. Tell me it doesn't. And because you'll get the opposite advice from Dr. Harry and all those bloody people that say, no, you got to know the food chain. They got to, but they're still going to beg and just annoy you at the dinner table.
Oh, fucking hell. That is wild.
I bet you haven't thought of that, have you?
Life by Scott Maynard, everybody. Available in all good bookstores.
No, it's not. It's available at all really bad bookstores, which is just our website.
There aren't any good bookstores anymore.
Fucking hell.
Oh, okay. Oh, well. Okay, so we're on to stablemate questions.
We are. You ready to go?
Stabby Q's. All right, let's go.
Stabby Q's. All right, this one is from stablemate Brittany.
Brittany. Ah.
Okay.
That's okay. People are allowed to be named Brittany. What is a useless skill that you have?
Catching items that fall out of the fridge.
Yes,
Have we talked about that?
Yeah, like one time, I've got a couple of little stories on this one. So, yeah, I'm just very attuned to items falling. One time I think I pulled something out the top shelf and a jar of jam kind of got discarded. You know what I'm saying, so you just like hurry up and say it.
You've told it before.
So the jam got dislodged as I pulled out. I think it was let's call it the butter. I'm pulling out from the top shelf.
Right.
It dislodges the jam jar, and I think my other hand was also occupied with something else.
Yep.
And I had nothing to do.
Probably your dick.
Yeah.
Constantly rubbing it.
And so the jam jar was falling. I don't have anything to do, and I just kicked it into the bottom shelf on the way down, and safe and secure.
Yeah. I can do this.
Yeah. And you've tried to teach me to do it, and it always comes out like this.
We call him that close, are we? Here, I'll go.
He's got it.
Really
He's
good.
got it. Well done. Yeah.
I got one. This is useless.
Yeah.
I can always tell in a TV show or a movie when they're holding a coffee cup.
You've done this.
Like
repeated content.
I don't think it is.
Repeated content. Just go.
No, I've just talked to you about it.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it
at work.
Yes. Yeah, as you were.
Jesus Christ. I actually listened back to our content, so I've got a fair touch on what has and hasn't been said. In a movie or a TV show, if somebody's got a takeaway coffee cup,
right,
I can tell if that thing's fucking empty or not. Oh. And just the weight of it and the way they move it around, I can instantly tell that's fucking empty.
But you've never been able to verify that. At the end of the credits, they don't say like empty coffee cup made by
we'll do a test.
Piece of cardboard.
I'll do a test.
It's a girl one with empty coffee cup.
I am that fucking confident on that skill that I don't need a test.
Okay.
I've got a bad habit, bad skill, I guess, is whippersnipping, and I think it's because of the cut grass and that, and get sinuses. My nose gets blocked, so I have my mouth open. I've had so many stones and shit hit me in the mouth, and I'm like, close your mouth, dickhead.
Maybe that's where your microplastics are coming from. Like the whippersnipper cord.
Yeah, straight into your ball sack.
Straight into the sack. Yeah, the old tea bag.
Yeah, you Benji? Useless skill?
I think we talked about this before. Just the microwave.
Oh, yeah.
Intimate knowledge of when the microwave's going to finish.
It's about to go off.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Yep.
Stablemate Casey.
Casey?
With a K or a C?
With a C.
Okay. Like Casey.
I don't know if they're a male or female.
What's that? Broncos player Casey Maguire?
Was too. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Was Princess Di assassinated?
No. Well, what's the evidence? I'm not up with this conspiracy theory. What's the claim?
Just that they wanted to rub her out.
Yeah.
Like the royal family did.
Yeah.
And so who was driving? Just a rando, like one of their drivers or something?
I think it was one of her new boyfriend.
Dodo's?
What was his name? Can't remember his name.
Dodo.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think because of the marriage separation and all that kind of stuff, there was a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to say, I don't usually go in for conspiracy theories, but I'm going to say, I reckon they had something to do with it.
Something to do with it.
If not the death, the the chase and
The
whatever
crash and
led
that.
to her death.
Right. Okay.
I'm not equipped to say that.
Was the boyfriend situation, was she allowed to be doing that? Like, was she broken up with the...
Yeah.
I think he was with Horsehead.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was with Farlap.
What?
It's okay. No one's looking. Suck my toe. No, that's Fergie. That was Fergie. Horsehead. Farlap. Oh, Fergie. Good times. Going very well. Ben, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I reckon they did it.
Yeah, I reckon they did it.
Yeah,
So what are we running? Do you reckon they did it?
All right, something in there, yeah. It just
So
seems-
75% they did it. I reckon that's a conviction. I reckon. Move on.
Yes, please.
All right, next one. Stablemate Grant. What's the most alcohol you've ever consumed? Oh, fuck. I'm going to need a minute to
Yeah.
work
I
out
reckon
which
when I
one.
drank that.
The most you've ever consumed. It's got to be one and one only.
Well, there's a time...
Don't give us a list, because my list will be all
Okay.
night long.
There's a time, the sausage time. I don't know how much I had that.
You were
when I
pretty pissed.
ate.
We played, though, before.
I think the one I
Schoolies.
remember is the Schoolies one, which was the half a bottle of rum, like the three... So
350.
it was a full bottle of rum. No, sorry, it was one of those... A full bottle of half rum. So
Yeah.
the 375ml bottle, I just sculled that in one go.
Yep, that's a
So
bit.
that's... And that was like 17-year-old me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that just
That's
the
a lot.
concentration of that at the same
Oh,
time. That was
yeah.
the biggest hit I've ever had.
Most for me was when I was at uni living at St. Lucia on campus. We were doing Southern Comfort shots and chasing them with vodka shots because we thought vodka's a clear liquid.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a sensible
Oh.
thing to chase it with.
Yeah.
And that was the night that I woke up on the banks of the Brisbane River. I woke up in the mangroves and a city cat went past and a wave like went over me and that woke me up and I was covered head to toe in mud.
Yeah.
That was the drunkest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, I can't. I'd say like a 700 of scotch, I guess, is probably the most. Yeah, and maybe
Over what period of time?
it'd be a while.
Like
yeah,
a
I
night?
don't.
Like a whole night?
The night, yeah, could probably.
But
yeah,
what
maybe a few
event?
beers.
What event?
Oh, this is daily
Oh,
for me.
I reckon when we
Every
were
day.
camping that time,
Oh yeah, when I slept
No, I
more.
don't
forgot
reckon.
how to hold on to it.
I reckon the night in Vegas at Fremont Street was up there when you bought those footballs full of tequila and you got them to put like 3 extra shots in
was-
all of
yeah.
ours and we were just fucking hammered.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you couldn't eat the buffet the next day, the world's best buffet.
yeah,
and
yeah,
you
me
like
and
had
Twig.
one plate of salad.
Yeah, it was crook.
I reckon that was
Yeah.
might be the drunkest I've ever seen you.
Yeah.
Benji?
I've had a couple of big ones. A few notable ones. That one when we went to that work lunch, we drank 22 pints of ale. Me
And you left
Jiggles?
your laptop
You
behind
and
the
her.
bar
Chris.
Which work lunch?
at the
Yeah, don't
Ping
worry
Whistle.
about
It wasn't.
Did I say work lunch? I mean,
It was
remember
at the
about I
Ping
forgot
Whistle.
22
Laptop.
points.
Remember a forgotten laptop?
yeah,
We
I
made
left my
that
laptop
number
there.
up. We made that number up.
Oh no, I did the maths.
Oh,
did?
That's correct. Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, that's like over a carton of beer.
What
And,
pub was that at?
Ben and I got the bus home together at the Ping Whistle at Indooroopilly.
Yeah,
Ben and I got the bus home together, and we didn't say a word to each other the whole
Was that
way.
Melbourne
just-
Cup?
Didn't you wake up like covered in grass stains?
yeah. I had grass all over me when I got home. And I was like, "What do you mean?" I'm just having a bit of a snooze in the park or whatever. Yeah,
I like the Ping Whistle. I think it's just got good memories from
yeah.
the high school days or after
Those.
post high school days when there was student night there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another one. It's not me, but a close mate of mine. He stole a keg from the Indooroopilly Hotel
Yeah.
and swum it across the river.
With the keg.
With the Brisbane River. 'cause
Did it float?
Yeah.
The
so
keg
he-
floated.
Yeah, he lived at Sherwood there, where down that. near the-
You got across the river.
yeah,
sharks.
so he just drank as much as he could, then just stole it and just swam across the river with it. Yeah,
Gold.
That's so
Yeah.
gold.
yeah, that's a death.
Do we know
one,
this guy? You don't have to say his name on radio, but
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, not the guy you think.
When I was living at St. Lucia, my roommate stole a pallet of Breaker chocolate milks from the refectory at the
yeah.
and brought them home. He's like, "Oh, we got this," but then we quickly realised this is milk. Like, we've got a finite amount of time to drink this, and this is a palate work.
And you're
like, we're not
lactose
getting
intolerant.
through this.
Yeah, you were shitting through the oven.
Yeah, and I've got quite a severe dairy intolerance. How long we got, Ben?
We'll get another couple.
All right. This is a weird question. This is from stablemate Lisa.
Right.
This is a very weird question.
Okay.
L-I or L-E? Or...
Okay. Who is your favourite Spice Girl?
I thought we have done this, maybe. I'll go Posh.
Is she the one with
She's
Beckham?
the Beckham one. Well,
She's
who we
the
got? We got
Beckham one.
Scary. We got Baby.
I don't know.
We got
Sporty
Jerry Halliwell. What was
and-
she? What was the Spice name?
Ginger.
for her?
Ginger.
Ginger.
Yeah.
And we had Sporty, which wasn't too bad. So
Was
it's
she-
got to be Sporty or Posh.
Are you talking about
Which
on
one's
visual
sporty?
appeal for a male? Or are you talking about musical
Singing
prowess?
Well, I don't know. They're prowess. And
Isn't it so funny, that Ali G segment where he is interviewing Posh and David Beckham, and he goes, talking about Brooklyn, would you like him to grow up to be a professional footballer like you, David, or a professional singer like Mariah Carey?
Yeah, so good.
Gold.
I'd probably go Posh, I'd say. Yeah.
yeah, watching the documentary, like she wouldn't be the easiest to be married to.
Oh, no.
Also, you know Nikki Glaser, the the
comedian.
female comedian.
Yeah.
Have you seen that roast that she did? I don't know if we might have to beep this. Have you seen that roast that she did where she was roasting Jewel? You know, the singer
Oh,
Jewel?
yeah.
And Jewel's got fucked up teeth. Like, she's got a fucked up looking mouth. And Nikki...
They're not that bad, but they're
they're pretty bad.
good.
Yeah.
And Nikki Glazer's talking to Jewel, and she goes, "Your teeth are like the Spice Girls. They're like all different colours and just doing their own thing."
She also said, "This is Jewel, or as I like to call it, Trailer Swift."
Yeah, Trailer Swift. It's so good.
That album, Pieces of You, is a very, very good album.
Jewel,
Yeah, very good
Yeah,
album.
she's very good, yeah.
Nikki Glaser also very good. She's so good on those roasts.
Oh, yeah.
She did Tom Brady the
Oh,
other
yeah.
day, and she
Yeah.
killed it. She's so
Yeah.
funny. All right, Ben, favourite Spice Girl. We'll move on.
I don't know them.
No.
I got none.
The one Bex chose.
That'll do.
Yeah.
All right.
How's he talk again?
Yeah.
All right. Stablemate David, do you believe in life after death? I think we've done one similar to this in the fishbowl sessions, but do you believe in life after death? Now, we know Scott thinks life is meaningless and that we're all just pieces of shit roaming this earth or whatever description.
I
it
would
is
like
of
to
it.
say, because we're getting some shirts, aren't we, Dunlap? We're getting the "Don't get between me and my gravy or I'll stab you." There's another one we're getting, isn't there? Was that just that
Oh,
one?
if you're rolling, you're not scrolling.
Yeah, that one.
Scrolling, you're not rolling.
If you're scrolling,
The
you're
other
not
one I
rolling,
want to
yeah.
get is "Nothing matters," and that's great.
Nothing matters. Get the fuck
And,
over it.
no, and that's great.
And that's great.
Like, it's good that nothing matters.
Yeah.
So no is the answer.
No, well, I think yes, but something completely different to what we're gonna, all the religions and all that sort of stuff. Like, I think it's so far removed from what we are. Like, just imagine we're these little fucking ants in this fucking thing,
Yeah.
and the whole real thing is just so big and so vast in terms of time, vast in terms of size, that there's something, but I don't think it centers around. I don't know. It does center around
It centers around you, but no one else.
either that or it, there's not that we would not in the way that we think. So it's not like you
So
Not in
like
this world.
reincarnation
Yeah,
or whatever.
like if you're
the
you can come back
standard
and
ones
possess
are.
a giraffe or something like that.
No, I don't think anything like that. I think
Or when you're having a shit day and you go, God, I must have been a fucking like dung beetle in my previous life because I'm getting this shit.
Yeah, I reckon all this is fake, but
I
it's
don't know,
something.
This chair's pretty
It's
comfy. It
something,
feels
isn't
pretty
it?
real.
Well, it has to be something.
Has to be something. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, is this a dream? Is this
But
a?
then when you die, what happens then? What's your...
It's either nothingness. From my perspective, it's nothingness, but then from the rest of the perspective, it's something.
Yeah.
Or
I think the people that love you will miss you once you're dead,
yeah,
but you won't know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I read something that said
You know it now, but you won't know it when you're dead.
if there's nothing, then the fear of death is really just grief of that you're not going to keep experiencing what you're experiencing. But if there's or you're afraid of
fear of
the
death.
Dying process is going to be bad. But
fear
once
of
you're
death
dead,
is grief of life.
Yeah,
I think that's what I've heard.
I saw a video the other day. A guy went in with his dad, and he had the video on. It was late at night, and you could hear the death rattle of his dad.
Yeah,
and
like
it's
just breathing.
Awful. But the dad didn't even know that he was out of it. He didn't know it was happening, but you could hear the rattle of the breathing and the death rattle. It was like, oh man, it's hard. It'd be hard to watch if it was your own parent or something going through that.
This is getting quite dark,
morbid.
I've sat with a loved one and watched them take their last breaths.
Yeah, right.
And I understand what you're talking about in that moment, because we had this moment with my uncle when he passed where we were with him, and an hour beforehand we were sitting around going, why have they called us in? Like, he's doing really well. Like, he's fine. Like, I don't know why they've called us in here at 3:00 in the morning to be here. And within an hour he was gone. And we were just like, wow, they knew that.
Yeah.
And in that moment, that was a really, really strange feeling.
Yep.
And I've always taken the approach of, once, like what you said, your loved ones will miss you, but you won't know anything because you're shut down, you're gone. I've always taken that. But in that moment, I just felt something where I was like, maybe there's something else. There was just a feeling.
Because you saw the end happen.
Yeah.
And, experienced it. Yeah.
I think that when I've been in that situation, say with my grandma at the hospital, I felt relief for her that was happening, that was about to happen.
Yeah.
I didn't feel sorry for her. Obviously, she's old, she's had a good life, all that sort of stuff anyway, I suppose. Like, I felt that we are the ones who are going to suffer from this. Yeah. And she is the one who is now
calm.
Like, I just was thinking, all the stuff in her life that she would have worried about, like little stuff, like it just, none of it mattered. It was just, and then I just wanted her to just go now. You don't need to be here anymore. Yeah. Like, you've done everything you needed to do. Like, you've set up we're here because of you. Yep. You have done everything you needed to do. Just rest.
Yeah.
Like,
rest now. Yeah.
So.
No, very, very good.
All right, that was quite deep. On the back of which Spice Girl do you like the most?
Well, that's back on the horse.
Yeah, we run the whole spectrum.
We've gone out whole spectrum.
Not to keep it going, but like.
Well, you are going to.
I was just thinking about all the stuff in her life that she would have laboured over. Like, because she was a nurse, like that decision, okay, I'm going to be a nurse, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to move to this place. It's not, like, at the time, felt like a big deal, but in the end, none of it mattered. It was just...
Nothing matters, and that's great.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, what happens to a Spice Girl when they die?
Or when their career dies. All right, let's go a bit lighter. This one's from stablemate Sarah. Now, a shout out to Sarah, because not only has she submitted this question, but she's given us a review. And we want to get a review from you on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, or whatever you wanker Google people use. Or,
don't abuse the people about to do the review.
Well, I'm abusing you. Or YouTube. Like, give us a review. Yeah, is what I'm saying.
Thanks,
and
Sarah.
Shout out to Sarah, because she has done that and she submitted a question.
Was it a good review?
It was 5 stars, and it couldn't have been better.
5 out of 5 or 5 out of 10?
5 out of 5, fuck it.
Which is the standard.
I think she might have said that Scott guy needs to shut the fuck up a bit more there. All right, stablemate Sarah, we value the shit out of you, even though Scott is painful and talks over you. At school, what was your favourite thing to get from the tuck shop?
Oh, pizza. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Take it back. Sarah must love Scott to be asking this question.
Obviously, high. Obviously, the hot dogs are great. $1, you get a hot dog. You get
$4 for a hot dog. You
soak the bun in sauce. So
can I say one before you steal everything?
No, I'll just check my messages. You go.
Cheese and bacon roll was 60 cents.
Yep.
But I think you could get a cheese and bacon roll with extra cheese for an extra 5 cents.
5 cents. Obviously, you get extra cheese.
And they just fucking piled more cheese inside an already cheesy cheese and bacon roll. How healthy.
Yeah, I was going to go down that road.
Now you go. Here we go.
The cheese and bacon roll. So
this will be a 10-minute segment.
Honourable mention to the hot dogs.
I reckon I could get a piss out this time.
But in the mornings, I was always conflicted about, do I get the cheese and bacon roll with extra cheese, obviously. That's only 5 cents extra, 60, 65 cents. Or you could get the pizza roll for 90 cents. So that's a big step up.
Yep.
90 cents. And the thing about the pizza rolls is that they were flatter.
I got a piss. Should I get a piss?
But the outside of the pizza roll. No.
I'm going to have a piss.
No, you sit. The outside edge of the pizza roll was quite dry and flavor like crap, but the middle was just what we live for. That is the pinnacle of life, the middle of the pizza roll. Yeah. So but the cheese and bacon roll was more consistently, I guess, would you say homogenous? No, that's not the right word, but it was consistent across the whole roll. There was a good covering on the top of cheese and bacon, plus they loaded the middle with cheese as well. And
they just cut it in half and put more cheese in. Is that what they did?
They cut it in half, put more cheese in, microwave it, and then put it back together.
Geniuses.
Yeah, those tuck shot ladies knew their way around cheese and bacon.
I remember in primary school, every now and then, Mum would go and do the tuck shop, and sausage rolls. Always still love a good sausage roll.
Yeah.
But in the younger years of primary school, they had the metal cups. Remember they had that. They used to have metal cups, and you get a sarsaparilla cordial for 5 cents.
Nice.
This is going way. Yeah. You cut back, and that metallic sort of colour, and there's dints all through them and all that. But you go up and get and the 5 cent sarsaparilla cordial. It was just and a sausage roll. Just fantastic.
Do you remember when they used to bring the sausage roll down to your the classroom?
Classroom, yeah.
In the laundry basket.
I love the smell of eating a sausage roll in the paper bag.
Yeah.
The paper bag is part of that experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a bit saucy, and as you're eating,
you're scrolling, you're not rolling.
The brown paper bag, it actually adds to it. It honestly does.
It does.
Yeah, I'd say the sausage roll at school. Yeah, even in high school, I'd still get Roche's soul. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I definitely have to make that decision in the morning. Do I get the pizza roll? It's a bit more money, and the outside's going to be a bit crap. But once I get to the middle, it's going to be so good.
Yeah.
Do you remember with the hot dogs, the dollar hot dogs, which is just wild to think about that? They were really good hot dogs too. Yeah. But do you remember the styrofoam tub that those things were packed into? And they were like, I don't know what, 35 centimetres high by 35 centimetres wide, and they were just chock full.
Like a broccoli container.
Yeah. They were chock full of dollar hot dogs.
Yeah. Ditched it.
Big hoops.
Oh, very funny.
We had the same thing. I went to school in Maloney, which is on a mountain.
Yeah.
It's fucking freezing.
Yeah.
And they'd have the same thing, but with garlic breads all wrapped up in alfoil.
Foil?
Yeah. So they'd bring them out in the morning before school. So,
Yeah.
Primary school, I think you might know about these ones. The toppers. They had it might have been lasagna toppers or something like that. Do you remember the word topper? It's like a...
Only from when you order at a restaurant.
I know the one. It's like a square. It's like
it came in a square foil container, and it had some crumb stuff on the top.
It's like breaded something inside. It's this mixture inside. Yeah, I know. The square.
Yeah, right.
A weird rectangle.
Well, you like the lasagna toppers?
I love lasagna toppers, yeah. You get it from a hot box. Oh, they're great, yeah.
Well done, Sarah.
Yeah, that's great.
You got him. All right. How many we got left, Ben?
Maybe 2.
Stablemate Haley, what's the toughest part about being a parent?
I think at the point now where I've got a 14 and a 12-year-old is just giving them space and grace to be themselves while staying connected, but giving them the confidence that if something's going wrong with a friendship group or teachers or anything like that. Zara, the little turd, the other day, we got an email saying, Zara wasn't in her Japanese class. She wagged the class.
Oh, what'd she do?
She was sitting in the toilets on her phone, just going through. And we said...
Like lost track of time or deliberately
she just didn't want to go.
I
said, well, why... Yeah, she said, I just didn't want to go to... And she told she was very honest to the teacher, the form teacher, whatever, and said, I just didn't want to go. Righto? No, fair enough. That's cool.
Really good.
Yep. Yeah, so I was proud of her for that. And I said, just don't do it again, But I think to give them that, like I said, space and grace, so they have that opportunity to be honest without, the consequences that are too bad, because it's not that big a deal.
If you came down really hard on that, like if you're a super strict parent, then that's exactly why she wouldn't tell you next time.
That's right.
Whereas if you just you go, look, I understand.
We had a bit of a laugh about it, even.
We can't do that because you're going to get, there's going to be consequences and it's not going to be good, so you just need to go, but
yeah.
I had a thing happen today where yesterday I went to a golf shop and I bought a new club.
Did they tell you the best they'd seen again?
It was that shop. He wasn't there. I didn't trial the club. I didn't trial the club. But
you pull up and the red carpet come out. Oh, there he is. He's back.
I went in there because I needed a new gap wedge, and I spent some money on myself. Yep. And I got some money for my birthday, and I thought I'll spend some money on myself. And I spent like $150 on top of the birthday money. Yep. And I always feel a bit of guilt about that. Like I don't spend money on myself very often.
Yeah.
And I felt a bit of guilt about that. And then this morning, I heard Tash getting really cranky with Cameron over something, my 13-year-old. I heard her getting cranky with him, and I came down, what's happening? And at his school, they've got these jackets, these zip-up jackets. It's not a jumper, but it's a jacket. It's the zip-up sport jacket. And she found out that he'd lost two. Like, we bought him two, and he's lost both of them. And they're fucking $75 each or something like that.
Yeah, we run the whole spectrum.
So he's lost $150 worth of jackets.
Did you take your gap wedge back?
Well, that's what I said. I said to Tash, and he was very dismissive about it. He's just like, oh, yeah, I don't know where they are. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, fucking find these things.
Back there, for fuck's sake.
Hey, but in that moment, I was like, I said to Tash, isn't it wild that yesterday I bought this fucking golf club for myself?
Now, what happens to a
Spice Girl? I just felt guilty about spending that $150 extra on that thing just for me. And then at the drop of a hat today, it's just $150 worth of 2 items of clothing gone, and you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, what a world.
Like, quite careful with money, you might say.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saving like little cents here and there.
Yeah.
As we're surrounded by 5 drum kits.
Oh, well done. That's good.
I think the hardest part about being a parent is seeing them dealing with tough situations. Like, I'm watching my boy get bullied, I reckon that's the toughest thing for me. And I've got a strong little girl as well, so my kids are nearly 10 and 13, and she has a bit of a take no shit attitude. Like, she has some bitchiness going on with her friendship groups and some stuff going on, but she's pretty equipped to look after herself. And just seeing him going through some really tough times, I reckon helping them through that time while not trying to take over as well, like trying to give them the tools that they need to, in the moment, cope with this stuff yourself. While I would just love to throttle the fuck out of every piece of shit that says anything to him.
Yeah.
I reckon that's probably the hardest thing for me.
There's some hard things there too with any stablemates out there in my position with co-parenting, with a separation. There's some really tough things to navigate around with that as well. And then I guess it's the same thing of just being open and honest about everything, to keep the main objective, I guess, is to keep the girls happy. So it's about them. So not me, because I don't matter. And that's great.
Shit.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think similar lines. Having to trust that they can work stuff out themselves.
Yeah.
and not being able to just sort it. Like, 'cause you know how you always have those fantasies about, I wish I could go back to high school knowing what I know now.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Just knowing that
Wow.
I would absolutely kill.
I'd be crippled.
You'd be walking with a limp.
I'd just have a chicken bone left, like the leg. With no meat left on it at all.
Geniuses.
Sorry, stablemates. It wasn't called
Kind of
for.
knowing they're going to have to figure that all out.
Yeah.
Like all those lessons that we've all learned
Yeah.
throughout, like we're still learning.
Yeah.
That they're going to have to go through that through trial and error.
Yeah.
Not like you just want to be able to just sit them down and just say, like, read Scott's life
Life book, yep.
and you're going to know about what was the last one we did. Like feed the dog before dinner.
Don't
They're
feed-
going to have to wait until they're like 40 to figure that out. They're going to have a begging dog.
In a less weird way of describing it. I sometimes drive to school with Cam when he's had a rough day the day before, and I get a bit of, I don't really want to go to school today from him.
Do you
I
remember
talk
when they
about
used to bring
you
the
a fair
sausage
bit,
roll down
and
to
I
your-
say, like,
to your
these are the
classroom?
moments
In
that teach us to be
in the
stronger.
laundry bag-
And
basket or whatever?
like, I'm not going to be there to just fix all these things for you. You're going to learn to fix these
Absolutely.
things. You're going to
Yeah.
grow from them. They're going to be tough. You're going to get your ass kicked. You're going to be stronger for every little moment.
Yeah.
I talk
It
about
does
you
kind
with
of-
how tough you are and the adversity that you've had through your life. And I talk about myself where when I was bullied in primary school, and it just taught me to just take no shit from people like Scott on an ongoing basis. And I think that's a really big thing for me, is those moments in the car with him where it's just one-on-one and we're just talking about, this is going to make you tougher. You are
Yeah.
going to be, I know he's going to be a tough little fuck one day.
Yeah.
Maybe not now, maybe, and he's struggling right now. But I know when he's in his 20s, he's going to be better for the shit that's going on
Yeah.
at the moment, because he'll just know that those
Well, and I
pieces
think
of shit.
those
broccoli
conversations are
container.
important because you
Yeah.
can just get their
Yeah, yeah.
shoulders and move them half a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way they're thinking.
Dished
Because
it. Yeah.
The kids are so
adjust,
wise.
Yeah.
slightly adjust their
That's it.
thinking
Yeah.
rather than what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had
And
the
then
same
their
thing. I went to
projection
school in
becomes
Maloney, which
like,
is
oh,
on a
okay,
mountain.
you know, Dad said that to
Fucking
me.
freezing.
So it's just a
And they'd have
small
the same thing,
shift
but with
without
garlic breads,
controlling
all wrapped
everything
up
they're doing. You've got to
in
put
the
trust
alfoil.
and faith
Yeah.
in them
so they
making the
bring them out in
decisions,
the
but we've got to
morning
let them
before
make the
school, so, yeah,
mistake
everyone can
so they
listen.
learn from it. But it's just that little bit of guidance to say, well, you know, you're going to fuck up, but I've got your back. You know, and we're going to make you accountable for when you fuck up, and if it's something that's drastic, I'm going to, you know, come down hard on you.
Yeah.
But I'm
know
still
the
going
one.
to
It's
love
like
you
a
and
square-
support
it's
you
like
no
a
matter what. Yeah.
And I think that's the
Yeah.
hard thing, is not knowing.
It's like braided something inside. It's
Like,
this
it is
mixture
little
inside. Yeah, I know.
and
The square.
The little things that
A
you
weird
say,
rectangle.
it won't be the thing that you thought is the thing that makes a difference.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
You
Yeah.
know, like
yeah.
you can't just explain.
You don't know
everything
what's
to the
gonna
nth
stick.
degree and like have them, because they don't care. They're not
Yeah.
They don't care what Dad says.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But there'll be little things which you don't even
Yeah.
think is a thing.
They're
Yeah.
downloading some of that.
Come
Yeah.
to it, and I think
It's
that's,
all seeping in, and
Yeah.
what sticks, and what doesn't.
and that's what I think is about having those
Yeah.
those quality time moments, which
Yeah.
you might not even think it's quality time. It's like off in the car, I find it's great. Just
Yep.
if it's one kid in the car, you just do a chat,
Yeah.
and then something will stick, and you didn't even know it was the thing that stuck.
Yeah.
But if it's just a consistent kind of
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. No, very good.
All right, I got one more, and then we're done, Ben.
Yep. That'd be
Real quick one, stablemate Daniel.
Danielson.
Do you reckon the Powerball in the dishwasher tablet does anything?
That's a great question.
I'll tell you what, it makes them a lot of money.
Because you would buy one. If you saw two on the shelf, one's a cheapo brand and it doesn't have one, and one's similar price but it's got that red
Very
thing
well
in it.
done. Yeah, that's.
I've actually gone. This is just back a couple of questions where I was saying like I save a little bit of money on a lot of like things, and then as you said, the kids are just bloody blow $150 or something.
Yeah.
Dishwasher tablets, I'm highly tuned
Yep.
to Costco wash on those things.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do the Costco ones lately. I think I'm running. I think it's like 18 cents a wash. Something.
We buy them
That's
off.
pretty good.
Go pretty good.
We
That's
buy
good.
them off
Yeah.
deal crazy sales or something like that, like in bulk.
Yeah.
Like
But does the Powerball do anything?
I'm trying to think. Is there any benefit? Like because obviously.
What is it?
There's a
What do they
red-
claim it is?
I don't like extra action.
An
like 12
extra
12
shot
oxy
of
action,
something.
like that. But for that to be a different colour to the rest of it, that implies there has to be some benefit on that
superior.
chemical being separated from the rest, because otherwise they just mix it all up
In one go. Yeah.
It's like half red, half. It's
At some point in that process, someone said, "What if we made it red in the middle?" And they go, "Yes,
Yes.
That's what's happened."
So the only way that does anything is if there's something about it mixing later that makes it better.
Yeah.
I would
if,
like it's harder, so it dissolves slower and
Maybe.
it does something.
maybe. But then the plastic dissolves and goes into your nuts. So, so there we go. Yeah.
Stable.
That's a sign of laziness. Remember, 10 years ago, you were unwrapping your dishwasher tablets.
Yeah, all
These
the time.
days, you're not.
No.
This is the future. We just pop them in and the plastic dissolves.
Yeah. Or does it?
Who thought of that?
Maybe
Yes.
that's how it's seeped into our testicles.
Yeah.
And that's
Somehow.
a benefit. We're buying that because we can't be fucked unwrapping dishwasher
Yeah.
tablets.
I saw a guy
must be
who was
nice.
at Woolies and he videoed it and he said, "Oh, something's wrong with the world," and it had like $114 and then he got the video and went down to what he'd bought and it was a pack of dishwashing tablets and a pack of washing for the clothes. It was $114 for the
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Costy
yeah.
lives.
Yeah.
Cossie lives, yeah.
Stablemate Daniel has won episode 35. That's well done,
Daniel.
big fella.
All right, that's it, is it?
What a win.
Yeah.
That's it.
Excellent. Thank you very much and good much. We'll be back for the episode 36, one of my favourite numbers.
Daniel
It is
Bradshaw.
that's your number.
Yeah, 36
good.
for our Fishy B.
It'll be
If
special.
I remember correctly, Daniel Bradshaw, maybe, from the
could be,
lines.
yeah.
We'll save that for the
We'll talk
next
about that.
episode, you fucking
Yeah.
idiot.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you then.
Can we talk about that?
I'm a fucking horse.